Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is Anita Singh, working as a counselor at FutureLink Consultants. FutureLink Consultants, in association with Algonquin College, has organized this webinar for all the students who are looking forward to further education in Canada. We are one of the leading educational and immigration consultant providing services for more than 19 years now. We represent more than 125 plus Canadian institutes and we do not charge anything for processing. We have our corporate office in Canada and head office with other 5 branches office in India as well. Our director, Mr. Santosh Ramrakhiani, is RCIC, which means Regulated Canadian Immigration Consultant, who is also part of this webinar today and has joined us from Toronto office. We are AIRC, which means American International Recruitment Council certified, ISO 9001-2008 certified, and ICEF screened agency. We are here to discuss about Algonquin College, Ottawa, Ontario, and we welcome Mr. Vineet Bajaj, Regional Manager, who is hosting this webinar with us. We are collaborated with Algonquin College and Mr. Vineet since a very long time. Mr. Vineet understands and to market situation and concern very well. He is very much helping and kind nature and always guide all the students every time before and after the studies in Algonquin College. Algonquin College is one of the finest colleges in Canada, based in Ottawa, Canada, welcoming international students, offering multiple programs which will be discussed by Mr. Vineet in detail today. There is an application fee waiver for genuine and eligible students offered by FutureLink for interested students in Algonquin College. We are official representative and preferred partner of Algonquin College, so you can reach us on our contact details, which will be shared today in the chat box. If you have any questions during the presentation, please message me in the chat box. We will be discussing it once we are done with the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you for that to the entire FutureLink team, to Santosh and to everyone. And I think this site's a great opportunity for us to get all the questions resolved because, like I said earlier, the changing times with the fluidic times and because of the COVID backlash, everything has sort of come to a standstill, and this has led to a lot of questions from students. So I would be more than happy to address as many questions as I can, and absolutely do trust the FutureLink team as well to take any questions that may come to your mind after that. So as I've already been introduced, I am Vineet Bajaj. I am from Algonquin College, Ottawa. And to start the session, I would be giving you a brief about Algonquin College, a couple of its strengths, and also aspects that I'm sure come to your mind day in, day out as you've been thinking about overseas education. And forward from there, we would then move into more sort of a Q&A, a question and answer round. And please get your questions ready. You would be putting your questions either in the chat to the FutureLink team or however they may please, and they will be relaying your questions to me, and we will try and address as many as I can today, like I mentioned. So without further ado, I am going to start talking about Algonquin College. Now, Algonquin College, again, as it has been mentioned earlier, is one of the finest public colleges in Canada. We are based out of the capital city, Ottawa, and the presence of the college has been since 1967, so late 1960s, which is quite a long time back. And presently, we have 3 campuses in Canada. The locations where the campuses are situated: one campus in Ottawa, which is the capital, which is called the Woodruff campus. Then we have 2 other campuses not far away from there, just under an hour's drive is our Perth campus, which is also a great campus for international students. And we do run programs over there as well for international students. And the other 3rd campus that we have is our Pembroke campus, which is slightly longer distance. That's about an hour and a half in the other direction. But again, these are all fully owned, controlled, and governed Algonquin campuses, as we are a public college. We do have an offshore campus as well outside of Canada in Kuwait City. That's our Kuwait campus as well. But I'm pretty sure you all are more inclined towards our Canadian campuses. We currently run over 170 programs of nature of undergraduate and postgraduate. Again, the credentials are very similar to any other Canadian institution, namely certificates, degrees, diplomas, advanced diplomas, and also graduate certificates, which we in India commonly know as postgraduate diplomas as well, which are commonly are for 1 year term. Now, also to give you some context about how big is Algonquin College, the campus that is in Ottawa is situated in a geographical area of over 20 acres. And the current student population at Algonquin housed in our campuses is over 22,000. So this does include international students in a fair number as well, approximately 4.5 to 5,000, and a good population of Indian students as well amongst the international cadre. So this is about the strength, the volume about Algonquin. Also, to give you a fair idea, now there are factors that must be coming to your mind from the time you first thought about overseas education, and the factors, I'm sure, if not all, but some of the factors would have been on the lines of living costs, population of the town where you would want to study and expect a future to be established for yourself over there, and over and above everything, most importantly, the job prospects of the location. So I am going to talk about Algonquin and Ottawa in line with these aspects, because I'm sure these are questions that come to your mind every now and then. And also, FutureLink will definitely try and counsel you post the session when they talk more about Algonquin, when you're applying to Algonquin. They will give you updates as well. But again, it's my duty and honor to absolutely update you on this at this session as well. So Ottawa as the location, as I mentioned, of Algonquin College, even though it's the capital, but despite of being the capital, it only houses 1.3 million people today. That is 13 lakh people more in the Indian terms. So what you can understand out of that is that if the capital of the city, capital city of the country has 13 lakh people, what it means for you as an international student who now aspires to go to Canada, you have enough room for yourself to not only find a good place to live at an affordable price, at the same time also fulfill the aspect of finding firstly part-time work when you start your studies, and post your education look for full-time employment and also establish a career. Another important highlight about Ottawa as a city that comes to my mind that I should mention is that, of course, on a global platform, Ottawa is known as the capital city of Canada. However, there is another title to it, and that is the IT capital of Canada as well. So like we have Bangalore in India, we have Ottawa in Canada. All the people who are, of course, IT experts should definitely eye Ottawa and Algonquin from a completely different reason or different notion in their mind. However, what needs to be understood is that if Ottawa houses an industry as big as IT, you can understand the job creation that happens in Ottawa every now and then. So whether you're coming from a business discipline, you're coming from something like human resource management, you're coming from marketing, or you are specifically an IT graduate, you would have very healthy prospects of employment, because there is a mainstream industry present in Ottawa as a city. And the industry is a world-renowned industry of IT, which no country is able to run without today. So that is why job prospects are good, a lot of place to live, to house yourself, because having a shelter over your head is also very, very important. And at the same time, cost is a very important factor to every student and every parent today. And this is something that we are well known for as well, to an extent that United Nations, which is one of the strongest governing bodies around the world, has rated Ottawa as the most livable city of Canada. International students have rated Ottawa as the number one city to live and work. So since you are also going to be coming from an international background and you are also classified as an international student, I think it should tick pretty much every box for you, what you're looking for the future ahead for you, whether it is your education, whether it is your job prospects, or it is a healthy lifestyle in general. Ottawa offers you all of that. Now, I am going to also throw some light about specifically the disciplines, call it different key course areas, or different faculties or different schools, as we call them in Canada, that Algonquin currently holds. We have a school of business for all the commerce aspirants. We have a school of hospitality and tourism for aspirants from arts or perhaps business. We even don't mind taking students coming from science into hospitality if you have a good objective, if you have a good statement of purpose. Now, I'm sure you all are aware that statement of purpose is not usually a document that is asked for when we talk about Canada. However, it always throws more light on your objectives. It always clarifies any doubt that may arise in the mind of an admissions officer in my team at Algonquin, or perhaps a visa officer, which is also a very important aspect of your student life cycle from the time you think about studying and from the time you finally get to Canada. So every time you see that there is a change in your discipline versus the program that you are wanting to choose, there is nothing wrong about it. There is always a possibility to have a midlife change as well, or change of thoughts, and I have been raised in India as well, and I understand that we do have something called peer pressure or pressure from the parents to take a particular discipline sometimes, probably not the discipline which we would have taken ourselves. However, after we finish our year 12, after we finish our bachelor's, sometimes then we get more sort of freedom to really choose what is the discipline, what is the program, what is the area that we would like to establish ourselves in form of our career. And at that time, if you're changing your discipline, please take a key note that an SOP would be a great thing to include in your file, whether it's coming to a college or it's going to a visa officer. School of Business, then School of Hospitality and Tourism, as I mentioned. Moving on, we have a great School of Technology, which houses most of our IT programs. Then we also have a School of Civil and Construction and Allied Sciences. We do have a School of Health and Medical Sciences. And last but not the least, we do have a Media and Design School as well. Now, amongst all these six schools that I've mentioned, please take it, for granted that the programs that we have are spread evenly of the nature in such a way that they are suitable for students coming from class 12. They are suitable for students coming after their bachelor's, and also understand that there has been a lot of myth in the market that, if you've done your bachelor's in India, you can't go for a diploma or an advanced diploma in Canada. There isn't anything like that. We don't mind taking you. Again, there lies a line between us saying that whether you will get to Canada or not, even for FutureLink, it's going to be never 100% possible to really make a comment. Santosh would always expect his team to work with a very, very clear, transparent, and integrity. And keeping all of that in mind, we would never guarantee a visa outcome. But again, a college like us, we don't mind taking you. Even if you've done your bachelor's, there's nothing wrong. You've done your bachelor's, you've worked for maybe an year, and then you thought of upskilling yourself by doing a particular program in Canada. And it's just a coincidence that that program was of a nature of a diploma. So what? There is nothing wrong about it. We would still will to take you. We would still want to take you. As far as you're meeting the academic eligibility criteria, you're meeting the English proficiency criteria, we are happy to take you. Again, what you have to keep in mind, which I think is not only for Algonquin, it's for Canada as a whole, that the Canadian dynamics right now is moving very, very fast. I am sure at some point when you thought about studying overseas, Canada wasn't the only destination that came to your mind. You perhaps have thought already about an Australia or a UK or a US or a New Zealand. I am an example in front of you. I once left India to do my overseas education of a postgrad level to Sydney, which is now my second adopted home. So it can happen. But again, if Canada is what you finally put your finger on, then please understand that today at this event, if we find you eligible, we give you a good understanding of what your options are. At the same time, FutureLink also goes ahead and applies for you. Tomorrow, it is not going to be 100% FutureLink that is probably not able to get you an LOA. FutureLink would absolutely love to do that. That's their job, and that's what they are there to serve you as international students and to fulfill your dream. But there might be a setback from the institution itself, because of which there is a delay in you getting a letter of acceptance or something on the way which might make you feel a little, less confident about your plans. Your plans are not going anywhere. Your plans are definitely going to get accomplished. Your dreams are definitely getting fulfilled. But please understand that this time is as unprecedented for you as it is for us. So our calculations are planning about the number of seats, about the future of the intakes in 2021. Everything is very fluidic right now. Everything is taking a different turn, not only every day, sometimes more than one turn in one single day as well, because there's a time difference in India and Canada as well, please understand. So keeping all of that in mind, we will definitely try and accommodate as many of you as we can, if you aspire to come to Algonquin. FutureLink and I and my team will work together to try and support this initiative. But definitely, that is the best we can try and attempt to do. And again, don't forget, above all of this that we are doing, FutureLink is going to do their efforts. I'm going to do my efforts at Algonquin. There is something called destiny. There is something that is destined for you as well. So let's hope for the best. And with that, we can to question and answer round, because what I'm really happy to see is even if there is a good number of the FutureLink team members who are already a part of it, I wouldn't deny that there is a good number of students or perhaps parents. Santosh, I'm not sure if parents are also going to be joining, but again, outside the FutureLink team, there is a good number of joinees to this session. So we definitely have people paying attention, which I absolutely appreciate, and I would try and help and resolve as many queries as I can. Santosh, that covers my bit. Anything that you or any of your team wants to ask before we get into the question and answer round, I'm open to that.
Thank you for the information that you shared about the college and the programs and campuses. I think it's very useful information for my team members as well as the joinees of this webinar today. And you are right, there might be some of the parents as well who have joined the session, as we have kept this session open for all.
Great.
So students would be there, their family members, their guardians, whoever are there, they all must be interested to know. And if they have any questions, we can start the question and answer session, Anita.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. And before we go into that, for the convenience of everyone, I'm sure you've guessed it by now. Like I mentioned, Delhi is my hometown. That's where I am right now as well as I talk to you. Santosh is definitely sitting in Toronto. I wouldn't mind answering your questions in Hindi or English. Of course, I don't know Gujarati, so I can't talk in Gujarati, but Hindi and English is absolutely fine. There is nothing uncomfortable about it. Please ask your question, and if you want, आप अपनी भाषा जो चाहते हैं जिसमें आप जवाब सुनना चाहते हैं वो भी मेंशन कर दीजिएगा.
Anita, आप देखिए whatever the way students are comfortable, and if their parents are there, if they are comfortable in any different language,
absolutely,
we are okay to answer them. Yeah.
बिल्कुल.
Thank you so much, Vineet. Thank you, sir. Thank
Very
you
welcome.
such a brief description regarding Algonquin College and especially going with the program and future prospectus.
Yes.
There are few queries which are related to program. I can just read one by one and you can just answer them.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. The first question is from Rahul, and he's asking that he has completed his bachelor's in computer engineering with first class, and he had 4 years of experience as an assistant marketing manager. So he's asking whether he can enroll for a graduate certificate in marketing management or not.
Well, absolutely he can. Like I said, science students can also move to the business discipline. And again, particularly if I talk about marketing management, that is one such program that is open to people coming from any genre. Because if he has done a program in IT, tomorrow he does not want to be necessarily a software engineer or a web developer. He wants to be a marketer in the IT company. And that would be a great combination if he's got a previous qualification in IT, he's got work experience in India in IT, and now he's got a qualification locally in Canada, which stands strong with him in the marketing field, and that would give a boost to his resume. We are absolutely open to take him.
Rahul, as Vineet informed that marketing management has been offered and can be targeted by any of the students from any of the department. You're eligible as per your qualification. I would just suggest that you can contact us after the webinar We have already shared our contact details, email ID, contact number to you guys so that you can directly contact us. Also would like to inform you that we, FutureLink Consultants, is providing application fee waiver for genuine and eligible students. So if you're interested, kindly do contact us as soon as possible so that we can submit your application in a waiver. And like Algonquin College application fees is $90, which has been waiver by FutureLink only for certain time period.
It's $95.
$95. Sorry,
Just to correct you. That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, it's $95 and which has been provided as a waiver by FutureLink Consultants. The next question is from Seema, and she's asking that her IELTS is still pending and she want to apply for Jan 21 intake. So is it possible that she can process with conditional application?
Absolutely, she can, provided that all her other documents are complete. When I say all other documents, so all the transcripts, Year 12, bachelor's, any other previous qualification should be complete. The only thing remaining should be the IELTS transcript. If that is the only thing, I would be happy to consider her for a conditional. She definitely needs to attach her IELTS booking if she has that. That is always more sort of gives us more confidence about she being genuinely interested at the college. So the answer is yes to a conditional.
So Seema, you can apply on a conditional basis. Only we need that your other documents should be ready. We have already shared our contact details. Kindly contact us after the webinar so that we can help you with the application procedure. The next question is from Shireen, and she's asking, does college provide diploma in marketing management for Jan 21 intake?
Yes, we do. So we do have an undergraduate level program in marketing as well. And the program is open for January as well.
The next question is from Raj Panchal. He is asking whether he can apply for supply chain management after BBA management course.
Okay, so supply chain, unfortunately, we do have that supply chain and logistics, but we have it only at a bachelor's degree level. So I personally don't think that it's going to be a good idea because it's a 4-year-long degree. I would personally suggest you to look for an alternate option. Again, FutureLink will be able to show you what the other options are, but supply chain I have it, but it would not be the best and the most viable option for you.
So Raj, I would suggest you that you can contact one of our counselor after the webinar so that they can help you as per your profile with the relevant program. And from that relevant program, you can choose and you can start with your application. The next question is from Shivam Panchal, and he's asking that he has completed his 12th from biology background. Can he get admission into UG diploma in biotechnology program?
Okay, so he is looking for in particular. I would like to only PCB. That's the question that our answer is based on.
Okay. Thank you, Vineet.
So just to give you clarity here, because with biotechnology, maths is normally waived if he did not have maths in class 12. Just to because I know this question will come. So if he did not have maths in class 12, but he scored the required grade in physics, which is at least 65 marks, I would take him on the basis of his 10th maths, but the 10th maths should also be 65 and above out of 100. As far as he's got that, biotechnology, yes, he can come in for that.
The next question is from Vinay. He is asking that he has completed his diploma in computer engineering with 7.24 CGPA. In present, he is doing his bachelor's in computer engineering and he has completed till 7th sem. His IELTS score is overall 6.5 with no band less than 6, and he wants to target for cybersecurity program.
Yep. So definitely he can look at that. He can look at that program. But again, we would like to see all the transcripts because in this case, he hasn't completed his program completely, right? Or has he?
He has just completed till 7th sem.
Yeah. So
last semester
this is something that we look at an overall position, and also what is very important, because I would like to make life easy for the FutureLink staff here as well. Guys, please understand that Algonquin backlog is a very, very important factor. We don't accept more than 6 backlogs if your previous qualification is a 3-year-long qualification, and we do not accept more than 8 backlogs if your previous qualification is a 4-year qualification. So if you already have backlogs more than it is, then I would not even wait for the degree to finish. I would simply say that on the basis of the backlogs, unfortunately, you won't be eligible.
So Vinay, I would just contact you. I'll ask you to contact one of our counselors so that they can help you with the further process and with the application procedure at the same time. The next question is from Atulya, and she is currently in third year in Bachelor's of Geology, and she's asking which course is more convenient for her. As her 12th grade, she just have physics, chemistry, and biology.
Okay, so that's fine. I would want to assess her profile, particularly for geographical information systems. That is going to be a great program for her. And because bio is involved there as well, I would also want to consider her for something related to environmental studies. So these are the two disciplines, just to give her a fair idea that there are options available for her as well. Of course, when she sits and discusses with the counselor, more options can be looked at, but these are two disciplines that she should clearly target: geographical information systems and environmental studies.
So Atulya, there are two programs which you can target for Algonquin College, that is GIS and environmental program. There are other more options as well. I would just request you can visit us and contact one of our counselors so that they can help you with other options as well. At the same time, they can also help you with the application procedure. The next question is from Vallabh Thakkar. He's asking that he completed his BCom and want to pursue for master's program. Vallabh, I would like to inform you, master's programs are not been offered by any colleges in Canada. That is basically offered by only universities. So I would request you can contact one of our counselors so they can help you with the master's program and they can help you with the application procedure as well. The next question is from Mishwa Patel. She's asking, is there any course available related to biology? As she is currently in BSc microbiology, but due to COVID situation, exams are been postponed and she want to target for Jan 21 intake.
Okay, so she's doing microbiology at a bachelor's level, as I understand correctly?
Yes, BSc
right.
Microbiology.
Perfect. So she again can look at environmental management and assessment. It's a graduate certificate, so will be suitable for her. And another program that she may find very interesting is regulatory affairs. Regulatory affairs is another program that she can look at, which is now we have started offering that at our Perth campus as well and at the Ottawa campus as well. And it's a great program. It is mainly suitable for students coming from pharmacy and from microbiology or some sort of specific bio-study background, which she is coming from. So these are the two programs that she can look at.
So Mishwa, you're eligible and there are many programs available in Algonquin College. At the same time, we FutureLink Consultants is providing application fee waiver for Algonquin College only for interested and eligible students. I would request you to contact one of our counselors so that we can help you with the application procedure as well. The next question is from Sandeep and he's asking, what is the work permit scenario after postgraduate certificate courses in any of the relevant program?
Okay, so look, be rest assured that Algonquin is a public college, and again, this is more like a counseling question, but to clear your doubt, I'd like to mention, as per the current rules prevailing in Canada, if you do a graduate certificate, which is usually for a tenure of 1 year, you are eligible for a further 1 year postgraduate work permit. That is why majority of the students do not 1, but 2 graduate certificates, which is usually called as 1+1, because if you do 2 1+1 programs, so that is 2 programs of 1 year each, it makes it a total length of study of 2 years. Of course, there should be no break in between. And if you comply by that requirement of 2 years, then you will be eligible for a 3 years postgraduate work permit as per current ruling.
Thank you, Vineet. The next question is from Paresh Suhani, and he's asking what are the possibilities of opening the borders and when they can travel for Jan 21 intake so that they can plan their application procedure for Jan intake.
Okay, so that's going to be, whether it is Santosh sitting in Canada or I think in India, I think it's going to be a very difficult question to answer. I would, in a hilarious way, I would simply say this is up to Prime Minister Modi and Prime Minister Trudeau to really decide. We can't decide on that. Look, it's very fluidic right now. I'll tell you honestly, until 10 days back, I was organizing entry letters because, of course, FutureLink will tell you guys what entry letters are, but now you also need an entry letter from a college so that you are not hassled at the airport when you land in Toronto. I was organizing entry letters for the students who are now finally able to, I should now say, who were finally able to make it to Canada. But then this was something on a Wednesday evening, and on Friday night, we come to know that Canada has decided to shut its borders again. So, guys, honestly, this is something that we have to follow day by day. It can't be said, and there is no prediction at this time. I think the only positive news, which I was discussing earlier with one of my colleagues today, is Russia developing a vaccine. I don't know what is the success rate, but if that has any relation to the Canadian borders opening, and more importantly, please understand why am I saying Modi and Trudeau both? The reason is because about 3 weeks back, there were students who were not allowed to board their flights to Canada. So you could have a hindrance here in India also, not only entering Canada, you may not be allowed to exit India. So that is why this is something we all have to watch, pray, hope. These are the kind of words that I can use, but I can't give you a timeline right now to this.
So Paresh, looking at the situation, even we are not 100% sure till when the borders would be open. But at the same time, I would just request and suggest you can start with your application procedure. You can grab your offer letter, and parallelly looking at the situation, you can decide whether you want to target for Jan 21 intake, or even you can defer your admission for May 21 and you can travel later on looking at the situation as well.
Absolutely. And I think on this line, I would like to also say this to all the students that look at the positive side of it. They've come up with something called approval in principle now, which of course does waive many steps, or should I say there is an exemption to many steps. It's a much faster process. So at least stand in line. Please don't put your plans on hold. Please don't put your plans on a pause mode that, okay, let's just freeze and let's just see anything and everything will happen only after 6 months. We have already spent 6 months from the May intake to now thinking that, okay, things will get better in 1 month, 2 months. And I think in all of this, 5 months have elapsed since March. Nothing has really moved, but the governments have started progressing in more positive direction. And that is what has resulted to something called approval in principle. So please choose your programs, lodge your applications, get your LOAs, because all of this is also going to take time. Once you have your LOA, at least stand in line for the approval in principle. That is now the new name to should I call it a partial or a tentative study permit. Stand in line for that as well. If you are lucky, if you get that in time, then the option is yours. If Canada opens the border, please go to Canada. Otherwise, at least start the study remotely and don't waste another intake of unproductivity, wherein 6 months later, you may think that I think it was a good idea. I should have started 6 months back because anyways, now I am in Canada. And if I started 6 months back, I could have saved those 6 months because the government is counting this period as well that you are studying in India. This is the biggest underline that you need to understand.
Thank you.
Yes,
Vinay.
moving on, please. That's all right.
The next question is from Tarun and is asking, what is the minimum IELTS requirement for programs such as IBM Supply Chain Management? Tarun, I would like to inform you, for any PG programs in Algonquin College, the basic requirement is overall 6.5, minimum 6 bands. And as you are eligible for the application, I would just request you that you can contact one of our counselor, as V FutureLink is providing application fee waiver for eligible and genuine students. You can target and you can apply under V waiver as soon as possible. Yep. The next question is from Tanmay, and he's asking that can he apply in his 4th year BE program, as he would be completing his degree in 2022. So Tanmay,
okay,
so,
please, you can answer. I think you can answer this question as well.
Tanmay, your study would be completing after 2 years, but looking at the situation, you can talk to one of our counselors so that you would be quite ready with the options and with the colleges, universities. So at the time you start with your IELTS preparation, you would be exactly aware how much score has been required for admission purpose. And later on, as soon as you complete your degree, you can start with the application procedure to any of the universities and colleges, wherever you prefer as per your qualification. The next question is from Pratham. And he's asking, he has completed his 12th in science and aiming to target admission to any of the respective program related to biology. And can we suggest any of the program which is related to physics, chemistry, or biology stream?
Okay, so look, he has quite a lot of options, and regardless of maths, he could choose any of the health programs. That's actually something that Algonquin is renowned for. At the back of this, I would also like to mention that usually these programs fill really, really fast because they're very high in demand, and the employability in these programs is pretty quick. So, you should apply as soon as you are fully sure. But health programs would use the bio as the subject, as I feel that you're fond of that subject. That should be your first preference. That is any health programs from the Algonquin shelf. We have nursing, we have dental, and then there are other programs such as radiation therapy and many other health programs as well. So there is quite a wide health shelf to choose from if you want to really continue using your bio as a subject from class 11th and 12th.
So, there you can target with the application procedure. You can just contact one of our counselor. As Vineet mentioned, there are many programs which are still available and open for Algonquin College. Kindly, I would request you contact one of our counselors so that they can help you with the relevant program. You can start with your application.
One thing that I'd like to mention about the health programs is that health programs are the only exception at Algonquin where even though you are choosing a program of an undergraduate level, but the IELTS requirement is higher and equivalent to a postgraduate program. So to be more clear, even though health programs are undergraduate programs, the IELTS requirement is 6.5 bands overall with no bands less than 6. Unlike the other undergraduate programs, which under the SDS rule, you need a 6 in all the 4. For health programs, you need a 6.5 overall with no bands less than 6.
Thank you, Vineet. The next question is from Ravil Shah. He's asking that he has completed his bachelor's in business administration with major in marketing with 8.01 CGPA. His IELTS overall score is 6.5 with minimum 6, and he was planning for September 20 intake. But looking at the situation, he is unable to target. So is there any program options where he can target for Jan 2021 intake?
As of now, and again, like I said, that something that I may say as of now, and if you apply tonight and by tomorrow morning, because please understand, guys, right now we are about to end our days in India, but in Canada they've just started their day just about an hour or two back. So things may change. However, let's at least on a positive note discuss about the options. You do have options in the genre of marketing available to yourself. Marketing management is the first program that comes to my mind. The second one being brand management. If you want to go for international business management, that is also a great option to pursue. The shelf is of course wider, but these should be the 3 programs that you should be particularly eyeing. You get any one of these 3, please proceed.
Thank you, Vineet. Ravil, our counselors are working 24 hours just to help students who are eligible, who want to apply. FutureLink Consultants is providing application fee waiver for students like you who are eligible and interested for Algonquin College. You can just share your profile with us. One of our counselors would be there who would be helping you with the application procedure. I would request you after this webinar, kindly contact us so that we can help you with the application procedure and we can submit your application before the programs get closed.
Vineet, I just wanted to know one thing, if you don't mind. I wanted to know if there is any possibility for the students who are eligible with the for any particular program which is still available for the September intake. Can we start the process for them if they have everything ready?
Yes, you should, Santosh. I would recommend to start the process. Again, the students are here, they're watching me saying this and they're hearing me as well. 100% guarantee is something which no one would say, but please start. Yes, you can start. Why? Because why? Because what has recently changed, Santosh, is that in the last few days, since Canada is now processing the AIPs much quicker, earlier there were a lot of seats that were released because we were not expecting the students to finally make it to Canada. And what is going to happen to the visas was also sort of in a bit of a dark. We were not very clear. But now with this situation that, okay, either on campus or remote, one of the 2 things again seems possible now for September also. I would encourage that, yes, at least putting an application through would not be a bad idea. The only thing that can happen is if you don't get through September, at least January would be the next option open for you, but at least you are a part of the queue already. You're already in the line for that. So that is why, yes, I would encourage to at least not hold on to the application. Please proceed with the application.
So, Anita, students who are ready with the documents, I think 2 or 3 cases you have discussed so far, the students who are ready with the IELTS scores and they have their academics ready and they are qualifying for a particular program, if they are interested to apply for the fall 2020 September intake as well, we can lodge their applications, and as the IRCC has exempted few of the steps, so it's easy to get the EIP approval in principle. So process can be started, and students who don't want to start their studies online, if they later on decide that they don't want to do the online studies, they can they always have an option to go for a deferral. So process can be finished now, and then they can decide whether they want to take the online classes or not. If they decide no, then definitely we will help them to defer the intake for the Jan intake, and then hopefully when the situation is under control and they are able to fly, and then they will be able to come and start the classes.
Thank you so much, sir. So students who are even interested and were planning for September 2020, but just dropped their plan just to going with the COVID situation, even those students can apply for September 20 intake, and they can just grab an opportunity of application fee waiver, which has been provided by FutureLink Consultants. Later on, looking at the situation, if they want to defer the admission from September 20 to Jan 21 intake, we, our counselors, would be anyhow there to help them out and to process further. If you don't mind, can I just go with the next question?
Yes, please.
Yeah. The next question is from Hina Rathore, and he's asking that she has just completed her master's in commerce with 60% CGPA, and she's just asking for any PG courses where she's eligible. Hina, there are...
Yes, go ahead, please. I think you can answer, yes.
There are few programs which are postgraduate courses such as International Business Management, Human Resource Management, Financial Services. You can target to these programs. These are postgraduate courses, and you can start with your application as you're eligible for the application procedure. The next question is from Tanmay. He is asking, can he apply for fall 2020 intake, September 21 intake in the 3rd year itself, where her like 1 semester, 1 year is still pending?
Unfortunately, we won't be able to entertain that application because the study is not finished yet. And I don't really encourage such cases as well. Why? Because if your program is sort of 75% already finished, dropping from that program and then moving to Canada, I think you are slightly posing a risk to yourself for a study permit. So it's always going to be better that you, wait for your program to finish and then only proceed with the application.
So Tanmay, as we said, you can still contact one of our counselors so that you can just decide with the colleges and program options. At the same time, our counselor can help you to start with your process at the correct time, so that as soon as you complete your studies, we can start with the application and grab a seat for any of the colleges or programs in whichever program you're interested for. The next question is from Akshay. He's asking that he's completed his BE in mechanical and have 4.5 years of experience in automotive industry, looking for project management for Jan 21 intake, where his IELTS is still pending.
Okay, so project management again would be a perfect fit. I would say that, chances of getting a conditional for project management is going to be difficult, especially looking at the situation for project management for January, where it is, coming in and out of waitlist every now and then. I would simply suggest target and intake a little later for your chances of getting through a letter of acceptance would be higher. I would simply suggest look at the next possible intake for project management. That would be a more better idea. And if you are already in employment, still in employment, I would say continue working and target something like a September 2021. Chances would be very high because we haven't even opened September 2021 yet. So I'm only trying to make your chances of getting a letter of acceptance and finally admission more brighter.
Thank you, Vineet. The next question is from Vaishnavi Shetty, and she's asking that she is currently studying her bachelor's in law and she wants to join for law clerk. So are there any specific requirement for law clerk program?
no specific requirement. If she is studying in that genre already, of course, clearing the bar exams and all is a different story as per the Canadian, law. However, if a query is particularly about eligibility to law clerk, she can absolutely apply for the program. And the next offering of the program is in Jan and then in September. So she can target any of the two intakes. It is available in both the intakes.
The next question is from Mukesh. He's asking, with 5 years of job experience in software development, where he completed his bachelor's in mechanical with 68% with 0 backlogs, whether he is eligible for any IT course with specialization, and would there be any trouble when she is going for visa process?
I can answer one of these questions. I wouldn't really touch on the visa question because, guys, I would only stress about it once again that agencies are there to make sure that all your paperwork, all your applications are done with due diligence and all the processes are followed thoroughly so that you don't miss anything before your file goes to the High Commission. And we at the college are here to make sure that we give you the right program, right fit, and make sure that we give you a fair go as per your eligibility. Giving a answer on the visa, I would simply say there are many that get through with this kind of a profile and background. There are many that don't. So it's like a situation which is probably, again, I would answer it on a little humorous note that may you get the right visa officer on the right day and the outcome be in your favor. That's all I would say. But to the other part of your question, you definitely have options. The program that comes to my mind is Business Intelligence and System Infrastructure. You can look at that program. That is probably the right fit for you.
Thank you, Vineet. I would just like to remind and repeat once again, FutureLink Consultants is providing application fee waiver for Algonquin College. So your $95 of an application fees would be waived off if you apply through us. So I would request all the students to kindly submit their documents within these 2 days, because this waiver is valid only for next 2 days.
Anita, there are 2 students who are raising their hands. I'm not sure why they are raising their hands. Students, you have to message your queries to Anita directly, and she will be discussing the questions over here in the webinar.
What you can do is just write in the chat. There is a private chat button as well. Write a private message to Anita Singh, and then she will take your question, just in case they're not aware.
Thank you.
I think, Anita, you have already sent the message to everybody, right? To message you. Yeah. So, Karan, you have to message to Anita, and she will respond back to you. Just message your queries over directly to her.
The next question is from Samrat, and he is asking that he has completed his 12th with maths and he would like to apply an advanced diploma in computer program where his IELTS is still pending. So can he go and apply for conditional application?
Again, the answer is yes to a conditional offer, but for computer programmer, the situation is going to be very, very tight. That is one of the fastest selling programs. I would not say a no to apply, but I would say keep a second option in your mind as well, because if you, again, the time is right for you, you will get through. Eligibility is absolutely fine. There's no problem with the eligibility.
The next question is from Karan Pandya. He's asking, what are the benefits of work experience?
Sorry, I lost you there.
After 2 years.
Anita, I lost you there. Please repeat your question.
Karan, I would like... Karan Pandya, there was a question that he's asking, after 2 years, what are the benefits of work experience?
So he's got 2 years of work experience. Is that what he is asking?
Yes, and he's asking that once he reach in Canada after completing his studies, whether these 2 years experience are beneficial or not.
Look, again, there is mixed opinion, mixed feedback that I've had from students about this. What actually comes into play of all of this is, I'm sure most of you are aware of this term called co-op. So, it's actually a mix combination of your past experience from India, your qualification from India, then the program that you've chosen at Algonquin, and the highlight of all of this is the co-op. If you've done a co-op and if you've done well and your employer has sort of understood that, why you performed that well with him in those 3 months only, because 3 months, if you look at it, it's not a very big period of time. But if you've performed really well in those 3 months, and you've proven that, why you're performing well is not only because you're studying at Algonquin, but because you had done this similar kind of job back in India as well. He would not lose the opportunity to actually hire you full time after you finish your education at Algonquin. And this is something that I am absolutely delighted to hear every time I come across a case like this. But if you've done well in your co-op, there is a very high chance for that particular employer to offer you a full-time role after you finish your studies. So yes, in a way, your Indian work experience does benefit you as well. Again, it should not be missed that it's not only the experience, it's the way you've presented it and the way you've highlighted it in your resume as well that matters quite a lot, that sometimes gets you to the right place.
Thank you, Vineet. The next question is from Sandeep, and he's asking, he has completed his master's in engineering from US University. He's looking forward to apply for Global Business Management program. And his query is whether IELTS exam is still required as he completed his master's from US, or it can be waived off.
No, so the IELTS exam would not be waived off. The only thing that can be considered is if the IELTS was given in the last 2 years, it's still valid. Otherwise, the IELTS requirement always runs as per nationality. It does not run as per your previous qualification nation. So if you've done it from United States or UK, it doesn't really matter. You still would need the usual requirement of IELTS because your nationality remains still Indian, if it is the case for this particular student.
So IELTS is still required here. So I would just suggest that you can start with your IELTS preparation. At the same time, you can contact us so that we can help you with the application procedure as well.
And just a disclaimer, this what I just mentioned was only to Algonquin. I would not be able to comment on any other college as to how they take it. If they waive it or not, that's absolutely their discretion.
I think there is some connection issue.
Anita, I see your camera frozen. Can you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Hi. Sorry.
It's good now.
Yeah.
No. Go ahead. You're back now. Go ahead, please.
I think again there is an issue.
I believe there is an issue.
Anita, there is some issue with your connectivity.
Yes, sir. The connectivity is really unstable.
Okay.
Hello?
So
Yeah.
We can hear you, Anita.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, you are audible. Yeah, you can go ahead. Yeah.
Go ahead, please.
The next question is from Akshay. He's asking which is more suitable program for him, mechanical engineering students in Algonquin College.
Okay, so look for mechanical engineering. If you are particularly looking for mechanical field, if that's what you want to follow for future as well, you do have options. You have electromechanical engineering and robotics. That is, of course, a very fast-selling program. Why? Because the career path after that is really, really good. If you want to move out of that, you can move into construction as well. Many students do that. And if you want to look at something of a graduate certificate level, then I would strongly recommend to pursue project management. That would be a great fit.
The next question is from Kamarjeet Singh, and he's asking that he's completed his graduation in agriculture and have 6 years of integrated program with 80% marks. So is there any program where he can apply for further education?
Unfortunately, no. We get stuck every time we get for this. This is something that is still in making at Algonquin, agro and agri-based. But look, we can try and consider him for a program like project management, because project management is more like a general sort of a program that adds more of a management quotient to your resume, and it is applicable to all. But again, if he wants it specifically in the genre of agro, unfortunately, I don't have much to offer right now.
So Kamarjit, Algonquin won't be possible. There are many other options provided by different colleges as well. I would just request you can contact one of our counselor so that they can help you with the relevant program and relevant to your own field, and you can start with your application procedure.
Just to add that, Anita, students, we are also giving application fee waiver for some other colleges as well. So if you're interested in any other colleges or universities, and if you want to know if we have application fee waiver or not, you can surely contact us and we will provide you the complete list of the colleges and universities where we are giving the application fee waiver. So you have an added advantage if you're applying to Algonquin. If you want to apply to some other colleges also, you're getting an advantage for the application fee waiver. So try to submit the documents and your information completely in next 2 days, because the offer is only valid for next 2 days, which will be ending by Friday evening.
Thank you, sir. The next question is from Jay Patel. He's asking that he has completed his BCA with 10 backlogs and MCA with 6.9 CGPA with 0 backlogs, having 5 years of experience in software engineering, where his IELTS score is overall 6.5, minimum 6. So can we suggest him any program where he can try and he can apply for in Algonquin College?
So the only complication in this profile is going to be because on the basis of we would still look at his BCA and the backlogs are higher. And if I absolutely take MCA out of the profile, let's say I don't consider it, then there's going to be a gap in between that's going to be looking like a pit hole, and that's going to be very difficult to justify. So unfortunately not. If the backlogs were not there, this would have been just a perfect profile for us, because he's got good qualifications, he's got great experience, and he's just ready to go. But backlogs, I think to the students who are, because we've had some students today who are still about 1 or 2 years away from finishing their education, I think this is my loud and clear message to all of you. Do anything, but don't get backlogs in your studies, because backlogs will trouble you till the time you finally get to your destination. You know, we don't realize when we are doing our studies, but this is something that haunts us for a very long time. So, whether you get serious in the last days of your exams or whatever, but backlogs is not a good thing to have. That's all I can tell you.
Jay, I would just request you can contact one of our counselor after this webinar. We have already shared our contact details with you. Also, we are providing application fee waivers so that you can start with your application to the respective college and program as per your application qualification, as per your preference as well. The next question is from Jayesh Rathore. He's asking, he want to apply for heating, ventilation, air conditioning program at Algonquin for Jan 2021 intake. So what are the chances of getting admission into the respective program?
So, look, heating and refrigeration at this point in time is sitting waitlisted. So, I would not really guarantee at this point. But again, it is also showing as an offering for September 2021. I would simply say that you should plan for September if Algonquin is your only choice, and we'll try to accommodate you. But again, just keep a follow-up with FutureLink to see when we open September. Right now, the date is not decided when we'll be opening September, but January seems a little difficult, to be honest.
So Jayesh, I would just request you can contact one of our counselors so that we are keeping a track of all the programs, whether it's open or closed for the respective intake, so that our counselor can help you with the open program. You can start with your application as soon as possible, just to grab a seat in the respective program in which you're interested. The next question is from Fennel, and he's asking, what would be the basic requirement in bachelor's degree if she want to target for any program which is related to PG?
Okay, so in the bachelor's degree, we have a requirement of 55 percentile overall. And if your degree is 3 years long, then you cannot have more than 6 backlogs. If your degree is 4 years long, then you cannot have more than 8 backlogs. This is the only requirement that we have. And of course, common discipline is a good thing to have. There shouldn't be a lot of shift of discipline. Like I mentioned right in the beginning of my session, we don't mind that. But if you are changing the discipline, then please attach a good SOP as well and try and outline why you're changing the discipline.
The next question is whether TOEFL is accepted by Algonquin College and for visa purpose or not.
Okay, so I won't be able to comment on the visa purpose. I can rather answer this question in a, a rhetorical way, that High Commission has not mentioned anywhere that they accept TOEFL. They have only given a go-ahead to IELTS. So it would be safe to give IELTS and then proceed. This is, one bit to it. What's the other part, Anita, again?
He just wanted to know whether TOEFL is accepted by Algonquin College and for applicable visa process or not.
Okay, so we are also only accepting IELTS. Answer to your question. We did accept Duolingo for a very little while when COVID had just started, but after 30th of April, we stopped accepting that as well. So just to be very clear, IELTS is the only test that we are accepting at this point.
The next question is from Shreyansh. He is asking what are the available master's program after BTech in Electronic and Communication Engineering. Shreyansh, I would like to repeat once again, any colleges in Canada do not provide master's program. Masters are only provided by universities. So I would request you after this webinar, kindly contact one of our counselors so that they can help you with the master's program as per your qualification. Wherever you're eligible, you can start with your application procedure.
Yeah. But at Algonquin, if he's still interested in a graduate certificate, he can certainly look at energy management, and he can look at project management as well, and environmental management and assessment. These are programs that may interest him.
Thank you, Vinny. I would like to repeat myself once again. As we said, in FutureLink Consultants is providing application fee waiver for Algonquin College, and it's valid only for 2 days. So I would request all the students to submit the documents so that we can start with an application procedure, and student can grab an opportunity to just apply for application fee waiver in Algonquin College. Sir, I'm done with the question here.
Thank you, Anita. Vineet, I think we have whatever the questions everybody had in their mind. I think we have answered all the questions.
Great.
Even my counselors must be clear now with all the information about the Algonquin College
Yes.
and about everything. And
I think this is a great opportunity for them also to really update themselves with whatever must have changed from the last time I met them. And
Right.
I do see many familiar faces here from the branch in VV Nagar and the branch in Baroda as well. So great to see you all again. And even after this, if questions do come, like I mentioned, if there's something that you're not fully sure of and you want to double check, please do. And let's try and give absolutely the precise information to the students to make their life easy and ours as well. Because again, if there's something not very correct or 100% exact, that may delay the application process and all the other steps going forward as well.
Right, yeah. So if any counselors have any questions, you can also ask your questions if there are anything in your mind. I think somebody has a question, Anita. Somebody is raising the hand.
Absolutely.
To that person.
It's Jayesh Rathod. Jayesh, you can just message me in the chat box so that I can go with the question and we can answer you.
There is one more. I think I see a couple of participants over here. They are raising their hands, Anita.
There is one more question,
Jayesh
sir.
Rathod, then Jugal Desai. And I see somebody else too without the name. So whoever has any questions, please message us.
Sir, there are few questions which are related to September 20 intake where student has already applied for admissions. They just want to know the situations which is going on right now and what are the chances, what are the steps they would be taking looking at the situation.
Look, if you've already applied, if your application is already in the system, I think it's a clear-cut wait and watch situation. Like I mentioned, things are looking a little better. I would definitely say that to give you a positive vibe. Things are looking better with the approval in principle thing now coming in play. But again, if you want to really be conservative in your approach towards Canada, I would say that at least at the back of your mind, keep January also still alive as a plan, as a backup plan that you may need to defer to, because a lot can happen. We may grant you admission the AIP, because of course we haven't drawn a line yet, but we will be drawing a line up to when the AIP will be accepted. If your AIP comes after that, then also there is no other option but to proceed to January. So that is why in all the permutations, it is in your best interest to keep January as a plan B. But again, September is now looking better than earlier. That's all I can tell you.
Any other question, Anita?
No, sir. There were a few questions which was related to visa process, and for September 20, I already answered them on a personal chat. Okay.
So, Vineet, I think we have addressed to each and every of the students' questions they had in their mind, and whatever the information we have shared is good enough looking to the current situation, and there is nothing else we can give them beyond and above what we are seeing all over the world. The situation is going on. So we all have to wait and watch. That's what we can do at this moment. And as AIP has started, that is a really good news for everybody. And students are exempted from few steps at the moment. So this is a good time for everybody who are interested in Canada. They must apply and submit the applications now if they are ready with the documents and ready with the IELTS course. Admissions are still open for the September intake. We can try in Algonquin, as Vinny said, but not guaranteed. And if you want to apply in any other colleges, universities also, we are here. We can help you out. We can try to give you as much as maximum number of options available. And as Sanita has already announced many times, I would like to add up again that we are giving application fee waiver for Algonquin College and for many other colleges and universities. So students, if you are interested, if you want to apply, you don't need to pay us any processing charges. You don't need to pay us for the application fee if you qualify for the application. So we will be applying for you for the September intake as well as for the Jan 2021 intake.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Vineet. I would just like to repeat once again, as we are providing application fee waiver, this waiver is valid only for 2 days. So I would just request all the students to grab the opportunity and to contact us. We have already shared our email ID and contact number in the chat box. Kindly contact us so that our counselors can help you with the application procedure, and kindly grab this opportunity for application fee waiver, which is only valid for 2 days. I would also like to thank Mr. Vineet Bajaj for her valuable insight, guidance, and for her valuable time today.
Very welcome. Thank you for having me on board today.
Thank you, Vineet, for the session today.
Very welcome. Good luck to everyone. Good luck to the FutureLink team. Stay safe and stay healthy. And I'll see you when I see you next.
Wish you the same. Thank you.
Take care, guys. Good luck. Have a good evening.
Anita, I think we are done with everybody. If you have any questions that you think we can answer the students now related to any queries that we have not addressed to them, then we can discuss about that.
Yes, sir. So there was a question from Shreya Soni, and she said that she already enrolled for fitness and health promotion for September 20 intake. Her visa was submitted 2 months ago, and she is still waiting for her visa. So what are the chances of getting her visa still delayed? And looking at the situation, what would be the further steps she can take?
Anita, do you know whether the student is enrolled with us or through some other agent she has supplied?
No, sir, she haven't mentioned, so I'm not exactly sure whether she is enrolled with FutureLink or with some other consultancy.
We can do a follow-up with the IRCC, that is possible. And if she has applied through us, she can just request one of our counselors and we will make sure that we take a follow-up with the IRCC. If she has applied through somebody else, she has to request to her own agent from wherever she has applied. And if they know the procedure, they should be able to take a follow-up with the IRCC.
Okay. So other questions I've already messaged them on chat, so it's done, sir.
Yeah, so we can end the session now. And Anita, if you have messaged everybody about the offer that we are running, that is good enough now. And we have already announced multiple times that we are giving application fee waiver. So if anybody contacts any of our counselors, be prepared, give them the application fee waiver option if they are eligible for any college or university applications. And if you know that we are running the application fee waiver offer for them, then we can definitely enroll them in the offer.
Sir, there is
possible till Friday evening. So whatever the inquiries, leads we are receiving, just make sure you keep a track of it.
Okay, sir. So there is one question which I received recently, and student name is Sarnia. She is an onshore student. She has completed her HRM from Georgian College, and she was looking forward to join Algonquin College for IBM program or project management for January intake. Sarnia, I would like to inform you, Algonquin College, IBM and project management, both the program are still open for Jan intake. We are also providing application fee waiver. So I would request you can contact by today itself after this webinar so that we can help you and we can submit your application by today end of the day, so that before the programs get closed, we can submit your application. We can grab an offer letter for you as soon as possible.
And Sarnia, if you can share your contact number with Anita, either Anita or one of our counselors from Canada office will contact you directly. You can also do that. Anita, just try to collect her number and then we'll make sure that we call her and we take a follow-up with her.
Okay, sir.
So if there is nothing else, we can end this session, Anita, now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for being part of this webinar today. I hope you all got the required information and you all are happy with today's session. And feel free to contact us anytime. We are always available during India time hours and during Canadian time hours. So we hope to serve you soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I would just like to repeat at the last time, we are providing application fee waiver. This fee waiver is valid only for 2 days. So I would request all the students, whether they have started with the plan, whether they have the documents ready or not, kindly at least contact one of our counselors so that they can help you with the future prospectus, with the programs, and start with the application procedure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anita. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you.